Okay, guys, so we're gonna do a Taurus. This is the Taurus romance video. Kind of just want to jump into it, but I have personally a deep love for a Taurus. The older I got as a human being, the more I appreciated them. Starting off, I never liked Taurus people. I thought they were too needy, too clingy, which is the dark side, I guess, of Taurus people. And that's only for some. Not all will think that, honestly. Some of them will think that they're the most comfortable, they're the most cuddliest, they're the most true human beings, I guess, on this planet. But you have to start from somewhere. And for a Taurus, so let's go back to the roots. Let's just talk about them for one. For one, they're known, okay, so for the positive side of Taurus, they're one to be the most authentic human being, like, on this planet. Not giving you guys too much credit. You guys, I don't know if you guys watched a Libra and a Scorpio video, but I was a little bit harsh and a little bit more deeper, because Taurus really don't, I'm not going to say they don't have a deeper side. They are just, they just see things for how they are. Like, whatever's going on in front of them, if you say, hey, I don't like you, Taurus, they're not going to sit around and play those mind games with you. You know, they might still be crushing on you, but you'll never know. They might still have feelings for you, but it's, they won't act like it. Alright? I'm doing this completely makeupless, by the way. I wanted to be, like, natural, and I'm kind of regretting it, because I don't like to be on camera. But, Taurus. So, okay, let's go ahead with the pros to Taurus. There's a lot of them. There is a lot of pros, and not all people see it. Let's start off with the cons. Let's rewind. Let's start off with the cons, because you have to get to some kind of a con to be in the pro. The pros of Taurus. For one, a Taurus can be a little bit lazy, but if you understand why they're a lazy person, you might appreciate it more. To some signs, to some people, a Taurus may come off as a know-it-all. And a pro is that usually they like, at least 87% of the time, they are correct. And if you're that person who, like, it's very egotistic, and you like your way to be right, even when it's not right, and that's okay. You like to prove a point, or you like to, make your opinion matter. Like, it bothers you because a Taurus can say one thing, and you're like, that's fucking stupid. Like, I don't believe your beliefs, or you shit on them, whatever. But, a lot of the times I find out a Taurus opinion is kind of correct. And if you are really weird about those kind of things, that it might bother you. So that's, I guess, on the dark side of Taurus. They might come off as, like, I'm a know-it-all and I'm always right. And a lot of the times they are, but just as a person you are, that might bug you. I said yes, they can be lazy. The really big food critics, which I think that's pretty neutral. I think if you're trying to lose weight, don't go around Taurus, because they're all about food, and they're all about taking the easy way to life, because that's the happy way. That's the pro. Okay, neutrally speaking, a Taurus will always want to enjoy life, and that's like a positive thing. But a lot of the times we don't understand, like, we're like, okay, well, I'm either trying to lose weight, or, oh, I'm so motivated by this, and they'll tell you the easy way out because you shouldn't be stressing yourself out anyways, which we all tend to do as human beings. But a Taurus is good to let you come back down to earth. That's why they're very good with Pisces. I find a lot of Taurus and Pisces are very good, like, best friends. A lot of Taurus and Scorpio are best friends. A lot of, like, that earthy and water. Okay. A lot of times a Taurus will be attracted to somebody with the beauty, I will say, like, but it doesn't have to be like your stereotypical, like, anorexic, tan, blonde, dark-haired beauty. It could be a normal person. It can be someone like me who's got a double chin. My boyfriend's a Taurus. You know, so it's like, but what's beautiful is that a Taurus will, like, almost like a Libra in a lot of ways, find the beauty in something or somebody and find that very attractive. But if you're beautiful and you are a snob, or you're not, like, an authentic person, like you wear so many personas, or you're a constant liar, they'll find that very unattractive, and they won't really want to associate with you. You know, they might talk to you for a little bit, and then you say or do something, and then they're done with you. Well, one way, okay, so we'll start this in, how does a Taurus have a crush on you? Let's just start it off that way. How do you know if a Taurus has a crush on you? Well, they'll be flirty. You know, but like in like cute, friendly, subtle kind of ways, and they're very touchy people. I know, like, everybody talks about, oh my god, they're so touchy, and they are. They are. For example, this is the best example I can give because I've had experience. Like I said, my boyfriend's a Taurus. I came over to his house all the time, and he never, like, which is a good thing, he never, like, forced me to go upstairs with him like other signs would, or, like, flirted so bad where I just felt uncomfortable. Like, he just kind of let it go with the flow. But how I knew he had, like, a serious thing for me is because I woke up, I know it sounds creepy, but to me it's kind of cute, and to other people be cute, is not in a creepy way, but he started, like, rubbing my back, you know, like, just in a friendly, like, you know, in a friendly touch. And I kind of giggled it off, and I'm like, okay. Like, alright. But, you know, so that's usually, they'll always make some kind of physical contact with you. At first, if they like you, they're gonna be pretty well known. I think you're gonna know, like, if you don't already know, that might be a little bit of a bad sign. If they're not, like, smiley eyes, you know, like they're not smiling with their eyes when they talk to you, they're not moving their legs or their knees, because they're known to rule kind of like that ankle to, like, mid-thigh. Oh my gosh, I'm being dumb right now because I can't think of what connects an ankle to a kneecap. So, but anyways, that area, they'll rule that. So, like, you'll notice, like, if they're liking you, they're gonna kind of be, you know, like, moving their body. If they don't really like you, they're gonna kind of be more, like, stern and serious. You know, and then it's kind of funny because then when you get into something with them, then all of a sudden, like, the stern and serious side comes out, and you're like, that's like, okay, because it almost makes you feel like you're being very protected. That's another thing. Like, if you're ever in a relationship with a Taurus, they're going to make you feel like you're protected. And I know, like, the possessiveness comes up a lot when you watch videos of, like, a Taurus in general. They are possessive, but it's not like they'll never show you when they're jealous. Like, you'll probably sense it if you have, like, that sense about you, if you have, like, that intuition about you. Like, you'll sense it and you'll know those boundaries, but they're never going to set certain boundaries in place, which can get a little bit difficult, especially if you are a person on the flirty side. I'm a Libra. I'm on the flirty side. Like, I mean, there's been situations where I'm so social, especially if I'm drinking, and I'll flirt with people, like, not even realizing it. And I've, like, told him this, and he just kind of, like, shrugs it, like, okay, I know you're like that, like almost like a Scorpio, like, they know that already a little bit about you. Now, it can differ because, and people get confused when I say this, because a true, almost like authentic Taurus, on their positive side, I've come to find that there's at least like 2 to 3 different kinds of every zodiac sign, but a more positive side Taurus, one who's not lonely, one who is not living in desperation, like if they're going through a midlife crisis, if they've just been broken up with, those, or if they are a Taurus who is a compulsive liar, because a Taurus is somebody who's always very truthful, and they like people who speak their truth, and even, they could tell if they're getting manipulated, that's like a natural Taurus, and they're always just like that. But there can be circumstances, like any of us, to where a Taurus might be a little bit unsure of things, so it makes them act a certain way, and that's more of the dark side. So, you might, a Taurus can be, like, very truthful, and I feel like you would know because they come off as your best friend, they make you feel very comfortable. But if they're, like, not doing so well in life, and they have a little bit of insecurities and just a little bit of weird things going on, they'll actually be a compulsive liar, or they'll say things to you in, like, a very snappy, like, haste, and it feels a little bit cold. So if you're finding a Taurus is a little bit cold, either one, they're mad at you and they're just not expressing that because they don't want to hurt your feelings, or two, they might have a lot of baggage in their life, and that's always one way to tell, is if you find, like, you catch them in their lies, because when they do lie, they're not very good liars, because they are ones to stand in truth. Okay? Kind of drifted off, but a Taurus, if they are in love with you, it's kind of cute, because they'll start off from, like, little things. If they like you, they're gonna want to talk to you. They're gonna want you to be involved in their life. Honestly, they're one of those signs that will either at first or just eventually kind of not drop their friends, but other things won't seem like a number one priority to them. Like, you start to become their focus. You start to become their attention, and it's cute. And if you're not reciprocating some things, the darker side can come through as them being very needy, always at, not like a jealous needy. There's a difference. Not like, what are you doing, where are you going, who are you talking to? That's not a thing. They're just gonna want to be, like, hey, what are you doing? But, like, in a cute kind of way, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense, because I kind of contradicted myself a little bit, but they're going to be more fluent with you. They're not going to be so aggressive. They're not going to be, I don't know. But, a Taurus does make you feel loved. if they really love you, like how I was saying before, it starts off with the little things. But when you start to date one, it's kind of cute because they'll remember a little shit about you. Maybe not your birthday, maybe not your anniversary. I know that sounds goofy as shit, because they have like a short-term memory, and I found that with a lot of Tauruses, they do have like a short-term memory, but they'll get it close, so give them the effort, but they will remember like weird shit, like your favorite pop. Or your coffee that you drink, and it'll be like that because it's something for them that's like easy to remember. It's something they know you like, and it's not going overboard, but it's like a comfort. They're all about the comfort, making you feel comfortable, because if you feel comfortable, they don't have to impress. That's their goal. They don't want to impress you. A lot of like their best friends, you're gonna find that they are very connected with, that they don't do things like a Sagittarius or like a Libra or like in a, maybe even sometimes an Aquarius or a Leo. Not a Leo, I take that back. But you know, there'll be differences like with other signs. When they're around their friends, they kind of like change. Not a Taurus, they don't change. If anything, if like these people are real, they'll become more authentic, and you're like, hey. And that's, you know, how, you know, they you know that they like somebody, especially when you know them well enough, like they'll be so authentic, and you're like, okay, I appreciate that, right? So, a little bit sidetracked. Let's just do a Taurus in bed, right? Sensual. They can be routined. For some people that's a negative, for some that's a positive, right? But they're open to anything, honestly. They're open to anything, and if something doesn't feel good, they won't do it again. Really is what it is. If something they don't like doesn't feel good, they won't do it again. But if something really does feel good, they're open to experience like that idea. So that's kind of fun when like a water sign or an air sign steps into their life, because usually you'll find with like a Taurus person, they always are more sexually attracted to the air signs or the water signs, sometimes another earth. But I feel like with a Taurus, it's a little bit different than the other earth signs. Like a Virgo likes other earth than water. A Taurus, you know, can like an air sign, or they, you know, like earth can be so practical to where the earth sign might get a little bored. But with like a fire sign, they might get a little aggravated because a fire sign is like so unpredictable. You know, but with like an air sign, they're all right with it, because they can tame air because they're earth. They can't tame fire. Not saying it won't work out at all. I'm just saying, like, they can't really tame fire. So, but a Taurus person likes to you know, be responsible for the person that they're with, you know. They like to bring that person down to reality, but they like to watch them daydream. They like to watch them accomplish their goals. It's just the only thing. A Taurus really wants to be a part of that. So anyways, about like the whole sexual thing with the Taurus is, yes, they can become routine. But like I said, like if they find the things that they like, they'll keep wanting to do that. And more importantly, the farther along you get with one, they find the things that you like, and they'll keep doing that. Is that not a blessing? They find the things that you like as a person, and they keep wanting to do that because they know that's sparking something within you, and that makes them happy. But yet again, they'll still put themselves like in a way like first, because they want to feel good, but they also want you to feel good. So they'll try out the thing that they think makes you feel good, but ultimately they'll kind of go back to, you know, themselves and to making, you know, happily ever after. A Taurus is always about a happily ever after. They are the husband, they are the wife. Now, how to attract one? Very easy. Just cook for them. Have somewhat of a sense of humor. Don't be a fucking liar. And I mean, you can like bullshit about some things, but if you're bullshitting, like, make sure that you're just trying to make somebody else look good, or you're trying not to hurt somebody else feeling, like somebody else's feelings, because they'll see that, unless they're on the dark side of Taurus and they're a liar and they're a manipulator. Now, I'm telling you, if you're dealing with a Taurus who's so fucking mean, or they're a fucking cheater, right? And they're just always doing the same shit. Honestly, it's because something did happen in their life. Either they're heartbroken, either they're living situations. A lot of times it's different things, but when I do find a Taurus being not authentic, I like start to ask questions and I start to talk to them. And then if you do that too, you'll probably see, like, they'll start to open up too. If you are real and like they trust you, they'll start to tell you things. I swear. It's like, I don't keep I know it sounds really bad, but it's like, me as a person, like, I think Taurus is like the only sign that, like, I don't even want to like tell their secrets, because I feel like they can be so deep, right? Because I feel like I'm the only person that they trust. So just know, if they tell you something, they definitely fucking trust you, because they don't tell a lot of people those things, you know? So it's good. It's a good sign. Where was I going with that? I don't know. No, I just think I'm just gonna wrap up this video. We're already at 22 minutes, so I hope that just gave you a little bit of an insight. We'll probably do another video about all of our signs. I've only done 3. Libras was a little bit harsh, and I apologize, but yeah, love you. If you have the chance to get a Taurus, then I suggest get them. They can be a little misinterpreted, because people, I think a lot of times, because they're so routine, people get bored of them, or because they get really comfortable in relationships. They feel so trusted and trustworthy in relationships that, like, they can get kind of lazy. But if they really do like you, you just have to keep asking them to do something, and if they do that for you, then you're like, they're probably in love with you, right? So that was what I have to say about Taurus. They're good. They're good souls. Give them a chance. Be worth your while.